There are two types of people in a casino: those who lose money and the casino itself. In the 1960s, when the neon lights of Las Vegas were at their brightest, this unwritten rule was as absolute as a divine law that no one dared to defy. Every second, casinos swallowed the desires of tens of thousands, building immense empires of wealth. Their systems were engineered to perfection, ensuring that a player could never, ever win. In those glamorous prisons, devoid of windows and clocks, people lost their entire fortunes and left in tears. But one day, a man in a worn-out suit and thick horn-rimmed glasses walked through the heavy doors of a casino. He held no deck of cards in his hands, and his pockets weren't even filled with enough chips to bet. However, inside his mind, calculations were occurring faster than the most powerful supercomputers on Earth at the time. This was Edward Thorp, a young professor from MIT. He was the destroyer who, for the first time in human history, deconstructed the word luck into a formula called probability. Today, we dive into the bizarre and spine-chilling true story of a genius who pushed casinos to the brink of bankruptcy in the bulletless battlefield of 1960s Las Vegas.
Before we begin our full investigation, your valuable subscription and a like are invaluable for running this mystery channel. If you click the notification bell right now, you'll be the first to get updates on mysterious and unexplained cases from around the world every week. Now, let's travel back 60 years to the very scene that struck terror into the heart of Las Vegas. Edward Thorp was no ordinary genius. He had an obsessive habit of reducing every phenomenon in the world to numbers to understand them. In the late 1950s, as a young mathematician professor, he happened to visit Las Vegas with his friends. While the crowds were swept up in a mix of cheers and groans of despair, Thorp calmly observed the gaming tables. He eventually reached a startling conclusion. All this glamour is ultimately a massive scam designed to ensure no one can ever win. But what if I could use the very rules of this scam against it?
As soon as Thorp returned home, he locked himself in his research lab. He first focused his attention on the roulette wheel. He realized that roulette was not a matter of simple luck, but rather a realm of physics. By calculating the ball's rotation speed, gravity, and friction, he believed the landing point could be predicted. To achieve this, he secretly contacted Claude Shannon, the legendary father of information theory. Together, these two geniuses created something that would shock the world: the world's first wearable computer that could be hidden in the sole of a shoe. However, Thorp's true objective lay elsewhere: blackjack, the game where a player faces the dealer one-on-one. He noticed a crucial difference between blackjack and dice games. While dice have their probabilities reset with every throw, blackjack is a game of memory, where the composition of the remaining cards changes in real time as each card is dealt. If I can remember the remaining cards, I can flip the odds. This simple hypothesis was the beginning of the most lethal gambling technique in history. With the technology of that time, calculating tens of thousands of card combinations was nearly impossible for the human brain. Thorp set his sights on the IBM 704, a massive supercomputer located in the MIT Computer Center. This machine was large enough to fill an entire room and emitted immense heat and noise. Every weekend, Thorp snuck into the computer room and fed thousands of punch cards into the machine. He programmed the computer to run millions of simulated blackjack hands. After a tedious and grueling series of simulations, the IBM 704 spat out a legendary piece of data. When high-value cards, 10, J, Q, K, A, remain in the deck, increasing the bet raises the player's win rate by more than 5%. Based on this data, Thorp perfected the card counting strategy, which simplified card tracking by assigning values of +1 and -1. But even with a perfect theory, the reality was different. Needing seed money, he was approached by mysterious investors. They were owners of dirty money, suspected of having ties to the Mafia. They handed Thorp a large sum of cash and said, "We will provide the funds. In return, you rob the casinos for us." Thorp signed this dangerous contract and boarded a flight to Las Vegas in disguise. In his pocket was his only weapon to bring down the casinos, a small note inscribed with a mathematical formula. 1961, at the Sahara Casino in Las Vegas, Thorp sat at a blackjack table, disguised as a nerdy tourist. For the first few hours, he intentionally lost money to deceive the security team. But the moment the counting value crossed the threshold, his bets grew exponentially. Every time the dealer flipped a card, Thorp's stack of chips grew like a mountain. In a single night, he made more money than a university professor's salary for several years. The pit bosses, the casino's security team, went into a state of emergency. No matter how much they reviewed the CCTV footage, Thorp was not using any sleight of hand. He just sat there, staring at the cards. Faced with this inexplicable victory they couldn't comprehend, the casinos chose violence. According to Thorp's testimony, mysterious intruders broke into his hotel room every night and ransacked his belongings. On one occasion, he almost lost consciousness after drinking coffee provided by the casino. Someone had spiked his coffee with hallucinogens. The most decisive incident occurred on a highway. The brake lines of the vehicle Thorp was driving had been professionally and precisely severed. Having come face to face with death, Thorp realized a chilling truth. While casinos can be beaten with mathematics, their sheer brutality cannot be controlled. Ultimately, Thorp was banned for life from every casino in Las Vegas and driven out of the city. After being exiled from the casinos, Thorp released his secrets to the world in 1962 through his book, Beat the Dealer. The book became an instant bestseller, and because of this single book, casinos were forced to change the very rules of blackjack. It is no exaggeration to say that the reason casinos today use multiple decks of cards shuffled together is purely because of this one man, Edward Thorp. He later took his talents to Wall Street and became a legend in the hedge fund industry. Throughout his life, he proved that whether it's gambling or investing, everything is ultimately a game of probability. Is the luck you believe in truly luck? Or is it a sophisticated mathematical order that we simply haven't deciphered yet, just as Thorp did? If you found today's video intriguing, please remember to subscribe and like. What are your thoughts on this? Feel free to leave a comment below. I will return with even more amazing mysteries. Thank you for watching.